Um, just trying to make us a little dinner, and I wanted to get on here real quick and um, just give somebody a little bit of hope. I know stuff may seem hard, and um, you don't know whether you're going or coming, or how can you make your way out of something. Um, and a lot of times it's not for us to make our way out of something. That's the point of the title of this live. It's not on my own. It's not of my own strength that I keep going. Um, that I am where I am, or I have what I have, because a lot of times people um, put a lot of times people put value in what you have, where you stay, the kind of car you drive, the kind of clothes you wear, the jewelry. Um, if you have money to go out to eat or things like that, a lot of people put value in that. And all throughout the Bible, the Lord was telling us that He He is our provider. He is our Father. He is our Abba, right? And we need to first seek Him and His kingdom, and everything else will be added to us. Um, but He's our sole provider. He's our treasure. He's our love. He's the greatest love that you can ever have. He's the best provider that you can ever have. He's the best healer that you can ever have. He's the best lawyer, because he's petitioning for us. What's going on, official? Um, he's, petitioning for us because the enemy, the devil, he's the accuser of the brethren, right? And so he's going before the Lord, just like how he did Job. And like, I bet you he'll curse you. I bet you Job will curse you if you take away all of his possessions, all of his family, all of his, what's up, Raquel? All of his possessions, all of his family, leave him with nothing, leave him with boils all on his skin and stuff like that, him hurting and in pain. And I bet you he'll curse you. He's the accuser of brethren, and he's doing it to all of us. Like, no story in the Bible um, does not go without pertaining to us in life, as we know it right now. And so he he's just accusing us, and the Lord, he's like petitioning for us. He's our lawyer. He's our provider, just like how he did with Jacob, and he provided meat through the raven, right? Just enough, right? Because like I said, we put value in overstock. We put value in the kind of car we drive, the kind of house we have, the kind of things we possess, and where we can go in life, and things like that. But the Lord say, I need you to understand that I am God, I am Lord. Um, I am the one and only. I am Alpha and Omega, right? But the Lord, the enemy, he wants us to play Lord over our own lives. I'm just trying to get a little char on this meat, and then I'm gonna stick it off in the oven. But I just want to get a little char. Our little what's the name didn't melt it. That's all the snow that we had. There go the power right there. But um, that's the main reason why the enemy came to Adam and Eve. He was trying to get us out of being in the spirit realm, being like babes to God, and looking to Him as being our daddy, to us playing gods in our own lives. And it's crazy because we want to play God in our own life, but we want to be a baby too, like God. You know how kids, when they get in trouble, or something happened to them, who they run to? They parents. Even though even teenagers, um they throw tantrums, and they um still, you know who they call on when stuff go astray and stuff. They call on their parents. They still call on their parents, even though they thought that they had it in their mind that they was grown and they was gonna do what they wanted to do. So that's how the enemy wants to play us, and it tricks us up because we get stuck, and then we become prideful, just like him, the enemy, the devil. Just like him, we become prideful, and we don't want to go to our daddy and be like, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I didn't know better than you. I need you to fix this for me. I need you to fix my life for me. And then we can get that peace. And then we begin to get that peace. We begin to get true love. He begins to humble us. And he has to teach us, you know, because we gonna always think, because we in this human flesh, we think that we're gonna be right a lot of times. And he has to teach us. The disciples didn't just walk with him for a year or 2 years and graduate and be like, all right, deuces, and had it. No, they had. And even once he was crucified and died, they still walked with him in spirit and in truth. So it's not by your strength. It's not by your wisdom. You can have as much money as you want to. You can have a name for yourself. You can have a degree for yourself. And I'm not talking against these things. These things are good to have, right? But you can have all of these things today and it be gone tomorrow. And it'll be gone tomorrow. But if you don't have God, you don't have nothing. If you don't have the Lord, you don't have nothing. Him and his wisdom and his protection. He had a hedge of protection around Job. With Noah, Noah was righteous, right? Noah was righteous, so he put a hedge of protection in that ark for them to live. Him and his wives, and him and his wife and his sons' wives and his sons, to live when everything else around him was perishing, right? So we can think that we in control all we want to, but the Lord will humble us. The Lord will humble us and show us who's daddy. And that's when we'll get rest. As soon as we go to God and understand that he's daddy and he got us, he got our backs, he knows best for us, is when we'll be at ease, we'll be able to rest, we'll be able to overcome, because that's what life is about, overcoming and being able to share your story, share your testimony of how you went through some stuff and you overcame and you still making it. But it's not by your own strength, it's by God, because he has a purpose for you and he loves us. This is the reason why we still here. And sometimes it may get hard. A lot of times it's gonna get hard. A lot of times it's gonna be hurt. It's gonna hurt. And it's gonna come from people that's close to you, that's gonna hurt you. But you still have to forgive. And the thing is, it's just like Joseph. It was his brothers that and then one point in time it was his own dad was like, you know, what you think, you saying that we gonna be bowing down to you? You know, and his dad was like, you know, you don't be talking like that. And then his brothers got mad to the point where he was as good as dead to his brothers, because they sold him, and it could have been whatever happened to him. And once the brothers met Joseph again, they said that he is no more, like he was dead. So he was dead to them, and he still forgave them and was able to feed them, because it's not about that. It's we be making things about us and how we feel, and we should have our feelings, right? We're made in his image. The Lord knows envy. The Lord knows anger. He knows jealousy. He knows joy, what brings him joy. He knows all of these things, right? He has all of these things just like we do. But it's not about us. It's about the bigger picture. Like I said, they understood the bigger picture once they realized Joseph was who he was. Joseph was right the whole time. You know, just because he had this dream and he wanted to share it with his brothers doesn't mean he felt like he was better than them. He was just giving them the prophecy that God had gave him. But because they couldn't see the value in their own lives, or because it was one time they were supposed to have been doing something, and the daddy had to go send Joseph to go get them. They weren't where they supposed to been, right? But because they couldn't see the value in their own purpose, just like Cain, because they couldn't see the purpose and the plan that God had them, because one was the tiller with Cain and Abel, one was the of the field, and one was of the cattle. Right? We all have purpose. We all are here with a specific purpose and stuff like that. But a lot of times we can't see it because we're not operating out of the spirit. We're not close to God and Him and His Spirit. And um, Abraham, I wanted to talk about that, but I wanted to make sure that I was finished talking about Joseph. They couldn't see the bigger picture. He was just wanting to share with them his dream and stuff like that. I don't feel like Joseph was trying to be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, do that. They're his brothers. That's his blood. He wanted to share. Who else he gonna talk to? Who else he gonna talk to? So, and then for him to have a heart after he had been imprisoned, he still had integrity. Um, After he had been enslaved, he still held on. He still worked through that thing, right? And became the second in command, like next to Pharaoh, right? And still was able to provide food and shelter to the people that cast him into his hell or whatever. But it wasn't really them. It was for the good, and God be working that thing out. Like He'll be over here, over there, over here, over there, over there, all at the same time, working on everybody individually in their hearts. And we don't understand it because, again, we're taking on flesh. We're taking on the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. But he had gave me this in my spirit too about Abraham. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people that's then read the Bible, they then came up with this as well. But Abraham, uh, God appeared. His word ain't gonna come back to him void, right? And God chose Abraham to be, the father of many sons, right? And so he took on Lot, his nephew, and then he went from the Lord told him to get from your father, get up out of this country, get from your father's land, the household, and go. And then he said, I'll show you. He didn't tell him right off the bat where he was going, the plan, what I'm gonna do for you. He didn't tell him nothing. He just said, get from up out of there. Right? And so he had all of these things, right? Him and his substance, they left. And then he came to this place, but he still had Lot with him. And then it was a drought, right? And then he had to go to Egypt. Now, this is crazy. This is what I'm saying. God is so good. He's omnipresent. This is where the Egypt come in, because Abraham went to Egypt and then he came up out of there. But he told Sarah, he was like, he told Sarai to they gonna kill me if they see that you're my wife and how pretty you are, how beautiful you are. But tell them that you're my sister, so that that way you can save me. He said, you can save me. And then Sarah did what she was told. But the thing was, God already told Abraham, I'm gonna bless whoever bless you, I'm gonna curse whoever curse you. So he was already protected. And that was one thing that he failed, to have that faith. But another thing was that he gave me was that Sarah was able to be obedient to a man of God and do it, because she could have easily went along with the Egyptians. Like, they got money, they doing it up, got all this gold and silver. Forget you, Abram. Because mind you, she hadn't had a kid either. Mind you, she was barren at that time. And so, but she did it, and then a plague came up on Pharaoh, and he was like, what is this that you done did to me and my people? He was like, why you tell me she was your sister and not your wife? And Pharaoh gave Abraham a lot of stuff, Abram, a lot of stuff, silver, gold, and cattle. So now he really paid. Now he really blessed, right? Because he said, I'm going to bless who bless you and I'm going to curse who curse you, right? And so he left then. And then this is him being obedient blindly, right? Having faith blindly. Even before it came to Isaac and the Lord told him to sacrifice his son. And after that, he was like, I know you really fear me now because you was willing to give me your most valuable possession, right? Back to Job, right? His most valuable possessions. People put stock in, or people put value in their possessions, what they own and what they have. And sometimes family, they look up to. He said, he who loves father or mother more than me, you're not worthy of the kingdom. We can't put nothing or nobody before God. It's good to love them, honor them, obey them, right? But not before God, especially if they not being a child, because he went on to say again, when one of the disciples came up to him and was like, hey, your mama and your brothers is looking for you. He was like, who is my mother and my brothers? He said, those who do the will of my father is my mother and my brothers, And so, but Abram, he left out of Egypt, and he went, when he was traveling, after the Lord told him to leave, he came up on this mountain and he set up an altar, and he worshiped God. It says that he called upon God on the name of the Lord. To me, that's worshiping, right? Because that's where God appeared to him at and told him, I'm gonna give you all of this, the land, for your seed and all of that stuff. And so he went back to that place and he called up on the name of the Lord again, right? And so he's worshiping because now he got a whole bunch of more stuff. God is his provider. God has protected him, right? And then it was a quarrel between his nephew, and herdsman, and then Abram's herdsman, and they was like, well, it's too crowded for us to dwell here with each other. So you go east, I'll go west. You go south, I'll go north. We got to split it up. And so he split it up, and right after, it says right after Lot had left and went on his way, God appeared to him again and was like, now I'm going to give you, if you can count the dust, that's your seed. If you can count the dust, that's going to be your seed. And all of this land is going to be your seed. It wasn't until after Lot left, because sometimes he first made him get from around the familiar spot of his daddy. And then Lot was a part of that. And then it wasn't until Lot came from around him that the Lord appeared to him again. Because a lot of times it's not for everybody. Sure, that was his nephew. Sure, he loved him. Sure, he wanted to see him do good and stuff like that. But it's not for everybody. We get hurt and sad, and other people get butt hurt and sad and stuff like that because it's not for them to go. But the thing was look where Lot had went. It said Lot had looked, but this is the mind of Lot, right? Versus the mind of Abram. And it says that Lot looked, and he saw a plain near Jordan, right? And it was water well. What's good to you ain't always good for you. It may look good on the outside, but it ain't good. And so Lot went ahead and went on to that Jordan, but it was close and near to Sodom. And he said they was wicked. We all know what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. It was wicked. And the Lord destroyed it. And he stayed up in that place instead of like, okay, let me rest a little bit and let me get on up out of here because y'all wicked. He messed around and got kidnapped. You hear me? And then the angels had to come save his butt again when, because they just got too wicked up in there. And he lost his wife because the wife, she looked back. She had to look back. And then his daughters messed around and didn't have no understanding and was like, let us get him drunk so we can. The Lord say, stay sober-minded, y'all. Then the daughters got him drunk, but that was something that they probably picked up from being out there. That was the mindset of them, right? But he tells us to renew our minds. We got to come from out of wickedness and cling to righteousness. And God is the righteousness. Our righteousness is as filthy rags. Because if somebody do something wrong to us, we want justice. And it's going to be an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But no, the Lord says to love your enemies. Right? But that doesn't say don't be wise and stay around them. That don't mean don't be wise and continue to try to pour your pearls out to swine. We don't do that. We have to be wise. Just like I feel like Abram was a lack of faith, but also it was a wisdom type thing because he knew how wicked Egypt was and what they would do to him. But yeah, don't let it be your strength. You're gonna get tired. You'll get weak. And that's when God come in and use you. Don't let it be your wisdom. Because the serpent, he was more subtle than any beast. But you know what he said about the beast? We got dominion over beasts, over the cattle and over the fowl and over all of that. But still, they got tripped up because of the desire of the eye. Don't let it be your righteousness. Because a lot of times, pick the speck out of our brother's eye and got a whole log in ours. Let it be God. Let him be your father. Let it be his wisdom, his understanding. A lot of times we don't want to wait. We don't want to sit down. We think we're being left behind. We think somebody doing better than us. Embrace where God has you. Embrace which I told you how he did. Was it Rahab, the harlot? Her and her household was saved just from that simple act. Girl, no. You hungry?
Yeah, I didn't eat anything.
Nothing but that sausage.
No, nothing else.
Nothing else but the sausage.
No.
Well, there's some grapes in there.
I ate all my grapes.
When?
Last night.
Oh, you can have some of my grapes. There's some blackberries in there, raspberries, blueberries for a little snack. Marisha.
What did you call me? What did you call me? What did you...
Girl, quit.
Ah.
I don't know why you be wanting to do that. I don't play like that. Me don't play like that. Me don't play. It's trying to put an effect on here, y'all. You gotta rinse them off. You gonna rinse off some potatoes so we can stick them in the oven?
No.
Dried turkey. Look at how she rinsing them off.
Mommy.
Puda, why you just didn't take them out of the bag? You're being lazy. That's being lazy.
It's not.
It's very much so being lazy.
I just want to eat them out of the bag.
You just want to eat them out of the bag. You're not eating them all up.
I know.
So why not just get the portion that you're going to eat out of the bag and put it in your little disposable cup. And then rinse it out. Where's the paper towel? Go get a paper towel. You can sit that down in there and go get a paper towel.
Why are you having it flipped on me? Why do you have it flipped on me?
Why you didn't get it out of the bag? Jive turkey. Girl, come here. You not taking that whole bag back there. Get you a cup or something and put you some
I
in.
want grapes in it.
Don't have you no grapes no more. Be hungry until dinner's ready. You doing better than most. I'll backhand you.
What? Pizza.
Give you your first knuckle sandwich. Here, hold the phone.
No.
Here, hold the phone.
No.
Hold the phone so I can give you a knuckle sandwich.
No. No.
Get.
Yeah.
You gonna come check on this meat with me?
No. Bye.
Give me that tablet.
No. Bye.
Girl, I don't know what you gonna do when you get grown. You ready? You want that? Yeah, that don't look ready to me either. Make yourself sick, girl. Come here, girl.
What?
Hold this thing up.
No.
Yeah, hold this up
What?
so I can flip this meat.
What? What?
So I can give it another little bit of time and then I can put it in the oven. Woo. I just want a little char a little bit. Then stick it on up in that oven. And I didn't even cut it. Come on, put the top on here, girl.
I don't have any shoes on.
Girl. I'm about to no shoes your face.
What do you mean?
Woo, it's chilly out there. Is it chilly or is that cold? It's cold outside. Light me a candle. But yeah, don't just be trying to live life on your own. From what you used to. Let it be you living life with Christ inside of you. Oh crap. I'm glad this is right there. Let me go take over this rant. Pay your fare, comb your hair. You gonna put your shoes on to go take the rent over there?
What?
Take this money over here to pay the rent.
Pay the rent.
Yeah. You gonna do it?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't need a coat, right?
Huh?
I don't need a coat, right?
If you be quick, you probably don't need a coat.
I could just run.
You gonna take the tape piece off of there? So take it. This is tape. Marisha.
Excuse me?
Quit, Marisha.
I'm not Marisha.
That should have been your middle name.
No!
Come on, girl. Where your shoes at?
Actually, I'll get you.
Come. Come on, Grandma. Let me be in the said, let's go get some Robux.
What?
You've been out the door already.
No. I mean, I have enough money.
That's not the point. Be careful, girl. You should have wore your boots.
How do I deliver it?
Open that door, and it's like a envelope little hole. Good God Almighty. Ooh, that fat cat. Garfield. You got it? Okay. You cold? No, girl, it's cold. Be careful. They acting like it. Come on. You gonna rinse off some potatoes?
Nah.
Take joy in the Lord and his love for you. Take refuge in Christ. Him being your provider, your protector, your everything. Seek first him and his kingdom, not the enemy. The enemy wants you to have all of this stuff and have it right now. And this is dying. This stuff right here, right now in this world is dying. It's no good. It's not tangible at all. It's not tangible at all. And there's nothing wrong with being blessed or having an abundance of cattle or he and she asses or silver and gold. There's nothing wrong with it when the Lord increases you. But still don't put it before God. And take refuge and rest and joy and love and peace in him. Nothing else can give it to you. No, nothing else. Nobody can give it to you. Okay. That's it. That's all. I love you guys. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all night. Until next time. Mwah, 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 mwah. Continue to pray for me. I continue to pray for y'all. Love y'all. Bye. She said bye. See you later.